My Little Pony mystery, a My Little Pony mystery. It's a My Little Pony mystery, a My Little Pony mystery, a My Little Pony mystery. We're back, we're back, we're back. And so's he. Da 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 da. My Little Pony mystery number 15. Who is the Black Pony of Darkness? Tape 2, Side B. Darkness? Our rat spies have just informed me that it may well be that the MLPs and that horrible Earth girl are closing in on us. Would you mind just going and checking what's happening through telescopes A, E, H, I, G, M, N, R, and T, please? Just so that we know what's going on, Mary Cluckton said. The Black Pony of Darkness nodded and rushed upstairs to the tower where all of their telescopes were located. He looked through all of the telescopes without seeing a sign of anything. The ponies were very well camouflaged in the woods. But then the Black Pony went to the final telescope, Telescope T, and as he gazed through it, he saw movement in the woods below. A little pink pony moved, and as the Black Pony stared, more ponies became visible before his eyes. They were moving towards Nightmare Land, pulling carts of something behind them. It looked like black paint. Black paint? Maybe they were coming to offer something to the Black Ponies, hoping that they could come to an agreement that if they gave the Black Ponies and their helpers a huge gift, then they would go away. That would never work. Ponyland was all that the Black Ponies and their helpers wanted. And so, unless the MLPs happily gave their own home away, nothing like that would ever work. So, the Black Pony walked back to the door. "They're closing in on us, Mary," he called down the stairs. Mary Cluckton immediately sprung into action. She jumped up on top of the half-barrel where she always made announcements, and, shouting through a megaphone, she informed all of the other helpers and Black Ponies about what the Black Pony had just said. The Black Pony of Darkness came down the stairs and began helping Mary with the announcement, describing what he had seen. Soon, all 120 creatures who met up in the castle had gathered around. "I very much doubt, Darkness, that they're bringing us anything. It must be a trick. And if it's got something to do with paint, I think that we ought to remove the CB. Everyone, gather round the trapdoor. We need to pack the bags and dispose of these things. All of the evidence must be destroyed. But we want to make money out of our destruction. We'll take them back home to Earth and sell them. Everybody take a big bagful, and then they will be evenly distributed all over Earth. That way, that awful GFE can't steal the peas and take them to her wonderful RH. Perfect plan, Mary," the Black Pony of Darkness agreed. "Gather together your bags, everyone. We will have to go and spread those peas everywhere. Then the CB will never be saved." And so, all of the helpers and Black Ponies gathered around the trapdoor, and as they lifted up the flap, they saw all of the little MLPs cowering in the space beneath. Except that they didn't see that the ponies were alive and shaking in fear. They saw them as plastic ponies. Plastic ponies with which they could do whatever they wanted. And at that very moment, they just wanted to dispose of those ponies as quickly as they possibly could. And they didn't care how they did that, or if any cruelty was involved. The black ponies and helpers had been surprised when no MLPs had surfaced out of the woods, and had actually stayed in the castle, believing that the Black Pony of Darkness must have been wrong. But what it really was that the MLPs were too clever for the black ponies. They knew that they would have been on the watch for them, looking through the big telescopes at the top of the castle, and so they had just progressed to the very edge of the wood, just so that they were still hidden. And they waited until 10:15 that night to move forward. Unfortunately though, the black ponies and their helpers were still cleverer than the ponies, in the sense that although they believed the Black Pony of Darkness must have been seeing things, they had had somebody on the lookout all day from the watchtower. And so it was that helper number 2, Eleanor Glastonbury, shouted down the stairs to the other helpers and the black ponies at 10:15.
The ponies are on their way. They're coming out of the woods from all directions. They're closing in on us. The only way out of here is down the emergency rainbow. We gotta get out quick. As fast as possible, in fact.
The blonde-haired girl ran down the spiral staircase as quickly as she could, ready to pick up her bags of CBPs, which were waiting for her at the bottom of the stairs.
And the worst thing is,
she said as she ran down the last few stairs,
I believe that all of the cans of paint that they've got in their carts are actually full of water.
Ah, so that is their idea, is it? Mary Cluckton said. They were hoping to destroy us with water. Well, they'll be lucky. I shall declare war on those ponies from this moment on. And not just the way we've been playing around before. A proper war this time. We will defeat the My Little Ponies. We will own Ponyland, and the world will be filled with seas. Quite right, Mary, the Black Pony of Darkness said. That is a perfect plan. We must defeat the girl from Earth and her pony friends, so that we can have Ponyland, and let it be taken over with lovely BCs. Exact C's of myself. That's right, Darkness. C's of yourself. Of course. But Mary had a look on her face which, if anybody had been taking notice of it, they may have had suspicions raised that she had already thought of this idea that the Black Pony had just suggested. Almost as if the Black Pony of Darkness wasn't actually who he thought he was. Nobody was looking at Mary Cluckton though, because the whole ground floor of the castle had gone completely crazy. 60 black ponies and 60 humans raced around in the grand hallway, wondering where their bags had gone. Soon they were all ready though, and Mary lifted up another secret trapdoor, which had previously been hidden under a chest of drawers. We will return in just a couple of days' time. The ponies may well have taken over Nightmare Land by then, but that will just make our job easier. It will be far easier to defeat them if they're all in one place. All of the black ponies and their helpers began to climb through the hole in the floor so that they could slide down the rainbow to their own homes on Earth, bags full of CBPs in their hands. Mary Cluckton and the Black Pony of Darkness watched as the first of the Black Ponies and their helpers went through the hole. "Where will we go, Mary? Down on Earth. We can't let the humans see us." "There are not many horses down on Earth with lightning symbols and red eyes, are there?" 29 and 30 have plenty of space for horses. You will be given your own field and shed to sleep in. That way nobody will be suspicious. Since those two helpers live in a house on their own, with no other humans to bother them, it will also be easier for you to stay with them. Just for the moment anyway. Then in a couple of days we can return to Ponyland, which will soon be ours. The Black Pony of Darkness finished for Mary. And he and his helper slipped through the hole and down the rainbow, still with lots of helpers and black ponies to follow them. "Remember, 8 p.m. on Tuesday, that way we'll be able to defeat all of the ponies, hopefully," Mary shouted as she slid down the rainbow, hoping that both the black ponies and helpers in front of her and behind her would be able to hear. What the black ponies and helpers who had already gone down the rainbow did not notice was that some of the helpers and black ponies had not followed. 20, 21, 31 and 32 had stayed in Ponyland with their black ponies. The Black Pony of Misery, the Black Pony of Disasters, the Black Pony of Dislike and the Black Pony of Sorrow. The four helpers held a bag of CBPs in each hand and waited patiently for the MLPs from Ponyland, Ponyville, Unicornia and Butterfly Island, the ponies from the My Little Pony Rescue Home down on Earth, Desiree, Jackie and all of the other little creatures who were racing towards them with the very dangerous water which had sent all of the black ponies into panic just moments before. The MLPs had heard all the commotion inside and wondered what had happened when suddenly everything went quiet.
"Oh dear,"
Splodge said quietly, hoping that no one would hear.
"I think that they might have heard us, you know." "Not mean!"
the little guinea pig shouted when he got no response. "Well, one thing's for sure, now they certainly know." And their worst fears were proved right when they saw the drawbridge slowly lowering itself and hitting the ground with a soft thud. The MLPs moved towards the golden light coming from the hallway inside the castle. Slowly, carefully, Desiree, Jackie, Truly, Lancer, Lofty and Pinkie Pie, the first line of cart-pulling creatures, put their feet on the drawbridge and began moving slowly forward. Nothing happened. This surprised them. They thought that all of a sudden all of the black ponies and their helpers would come running towards them and capture them. Maybe there were cloud traps everywhere. But no, the whole place seemed to be deserted. "I think you're right, Splodge. They knew that we were coming towards them, but they're not laying in wait for us. They've abandoned the place. They're all gone."
"They must have seen the water," Dodge said. "Well, how would they know it was water, considering it's all in paint cans?" "It's not like all in paint cans, you know, Dodge. If I remember rightly, some of it's like in silver bullets too, and you know, they may well have seen the water in those, and they have like realized what was in the, pink as well. Am I right? Yes, I know. Well, what do you think? I think, Twinkle, that we should really try trying to keep quiet in here, just in case the black pony is whirling and hiding. I think that we're all talking just a little bit too much. For all I know, they could all be in hiding and about to put us into some cramped old little dungeon.
Pinkie Pie said. I don't think we need worry, Pinkie Pie. I'm quite sure that the place is abandoned. There's nobody here.
Well, hello there.
A voice called from somewhere in a shadowy corner. Everybody in the huge group who had come from Ponyland, Ponyville, Butterfly Island, Unicornia and Earth spun round together to see who had called out from the gloom. A black pony stepped forward.
Don't be frightened. I am the Black Pony of Sorrow, which is exactly what this place is. Sorrow!
Are you the only one here? Desiree asked.
Well, no, of course not. We're never left alone in this castle. That would be far too dangerous. Thanks to what those helpers have done to me, if I'm left at the wrong temperature, I could shatter. I'm dreaming, right?
Dodge stammered, looking at the black pony as she squealed this last line.
I'm afraid you're not dreaming. We're all in sorrow here. Somebody save me. By the way, I think it's safe for the rest of you to come out now.
The black pony turned, and 3 other black ponies and 4 helpers stepped forward.
I'm the Black Pony of Misery,
one of the black ponies said.
I was called that by my helper, because we're all in misery, really. And I'm like the Black Pony of Dislike, because, we're all disliked, even though I'm not one of the rest of the team, My helper and I have been against it for, years. And I am the Black Pony of Disasters. Named that simply because my whole life has become a disaster. And these are our helpers,
the Black Pony of Sorrow said, turning to the 4 humans.
What do you mean? You're not on the Black Pony's side? Is that what you're saying?
Desiree asked.
Wait a moment,
Dodge said.
Could you have a look at that shooting star message for me, my dearest owner? It's in your notebook, isn't it?
The Black Pony of Misery smiled as Lancer found the page in the book.
The shooting star sends a message to say thank you kindly for all your help and have a great day. Oh, that's too much to read just now, because I have the feeling that we have other things to discuss. But what does this line mean? It's hard to wait, very hard for some, like those on the wrong side, but the day will come.
So peace all, night all. Must get back to work. There are a few of us here where the black ponies lurk. Was that message sent by one of you? Dodge and his owner looked at the black ponies and their helpers. The Black Pony of Misery nodded.
CLM told my helper to write it. It was sent by him.
So who is CLM? Desiree asked.
Well, that's something that we can't, tell you. But what I can, tell you is that you will, find it out in the next few days when you defeat the, black ponies and, all of the helpers. By the way, by, defeating them, you will not, be defeating us.
So that was the idea. You're hoping that we will give you a home in Ponyland? Desiree asked. Helper number 32 shook her head, and the 4 black ponies and the 4 helpers began to tell them the entire tale. This is something along the lines of what the ponies were told. Back in May 2002, Mary Cluckton and a few other helpers, who had been called up to Ponyland to help the ponies defeat the Black Pony of Darkness, were walking around in the Black Mountains, having decided not to help the MLPs. They turned a corner and saw the Black Pony of Darkness looking at them. He smiled and acknowledged that he had seen them, and then elegantly galloped off. At least, that's how Mary described it. The humans, who had later become Black Pony helpers, had been so sad that they had not spoken to the Black Pony, especially realizing that it was very unlikely that they would see him again, that they began trying to work out if there was a way that they could ever see another like him again. And so Mary Cluckton, the following day, had snuck up to Ponyland and stolen a well-loved pony from Ponyland and taken him down to Earth. The following day the pony had not been there. In his place was a black pony, named the Black Pony of Darkness. The Black Pony of Darkness had replaced a My Little Pony who had once lived in Paradise Land. Gradually, other helpers had joined the team, but some had not been as keen as others. The job had not been explained properly to them. They thought that they were working with the little ponies, but it turned out they were working against them. Each helper who joined the team had to create his or her own black pony. The black pony would be black, with black hair, red eyes, and a white lightning bolt symbol, or cutie mark, as some of the helpers preferred it to be known. 20 and 21 had been the first to protest, having not been told that they had to create a pony. When they came to Ponyland, they said that they had no intention of doing such a thing, but having signed up to become a helper, there was no way out. So a certain helper, known mysteriously only as helper number 60 in this story, had got hold of some ponies from Ponyland, all of whom had to be ponies who had never been made into plastic models on Earth by Hasbro, and magically created black ponies from them. So feeling so miserable, and as though their lives had become disasters, they named the black ponies the Black Pony of Misery and the Black Pony of Disasters. Later on, the same thing had happened with 31 and 32. They had not known the full extent of the job, and had complained and said that they would not create their own black ponies, since they did not agree with this thing known to the black ponies and their helpers as seeing. Although by now, I'm sure that you, listening to this tape, have worked out that seeing is actually customizing. And so, helper number 43 had been commissioned by Mary Cluckton to create two ponies for 31 and 32. By signing up to become helpers, there was an agreement, which had been in small print, which had actually been torn off of the certificates which these four helpers had had to sign, except of course they had not known this at the time, that if they broke any Black Pony laws, they could be locked up in Nightmare Castle's dungeon for the rest of their lives. One of the laws had been that they may not undo any created ponies, and this meant that they were just waiting for somebody on the opposite side, which was actually their own side, or the MLPs from Ponyland and the ponies who lived at the MLP rescue home down on Earth, to come along and save the little ponies, known now as the Black Pony of Misery, the Black Pony of Disasters, the Black Pony of Dislike, and the Black Pony of Sorrow. Maybe one day, the helpers and the Black Ponies would be free and happy once again. So are you telling me, Desiree said, that none of the Black Ponies are actually there? They're not Black Ponies at all. You're saying that the Black Ponies are actually real ponies. My little ponies from Ponyland. Ones who were never made into plastic models on Earth, and so are not well known enough for anyone on Earth to realise that they had disappeared, if anybody from Earth should ever go to Ponyland. The Black Ponies and their helpers nodded. So all of the Black Ponies are actually my little ponies, just waiting to be freed. The helpers and Black Ponies continued their story, saying that in their spare time, the other helpers gathered together CBPs, better known to the rest of us as custom-bait ponies. In other words, actually quite good condition ponies who people deemed suitable for ruining in the form of painting and re-hairing, or seeing and RHing to the Black Ponies and their helpers. The helpers would gather tons of My Little Ponies for cheap prices and paint them all in identical colours, black with black hair, 2 white lightning bolts, and red eyes. Around the castle, if the ponies and other creatures who had come to Nightmare Land tonight journeyed upstairs to the helpers' apartments, they would find hundreds of black plastic little ponies, all waiting to become who they had once been, and be freed from this horrible black mask which covered them now. So if we use this water, we can free the ponies, you're saying? That's like right, the Black Pony of Dislike said. Why haven't all of the other Black Ponies protested? Truly asked.
Well, because they've been given a forgetful potion, which means that they don't remember being anything other than Black Ponies. They need to be saved. But now they've gone down to Earth to go and live with Veronica and Michelle Betts, helpers number 29 and 30.
Veronica and Michelle Betts, customizers. So this is where the seeing and RHing came from.
Well, I think that we better start a Nightland,
Lofty said.
This is going to be a long, long job. And when will the Black Ponies and their helpers return? Tuesday at 8 p.m. apparently. At least that's what they said before they went down the rainbow.
The Black Pony of Disasters said.
And the job is actually even longer than you think.
The Black Pony of Misery said.
We have a slight problem with custom bait ponies too.
The Black Pony's helpers all lifted up their hands, and immediately it became clear to the MLPs and Desiree and Jackie and all of the guinea pigs and rabbits and other pets who had come along on this journey that they were carrying 8 carrier bags packed full of plastic MLPs. The helpers put the bags down in front of Desiree, and she looked inside. Inside were ponies of all conditions. There were some bad condition ones, but all they needed was to be loved again. And then they would have been as pretty as their good condition friends. And there were plenty of good condition ponies in the bags. All considered custom bait. All about to be painted, Desiree said. The helpers told Desiree and the ponies that all of the helpers had been given 2 carrier bags full of ponies, which meant that there were 120 carrier bags altogether, to dispose of as they wished. As long as they got money for the ponies, so that it would be possible for the helpers to buy back more CBPs, or custom-made ponies, after the MLPs from Ponyland had been dealt with. They didn't care where the ponies ended up. A real pony was nothing more than something to paint to them, so why should what they considered to be a plastic, non-living pony be considered any more than a children's toy to destroy? Are you saying that there were more bags of these? 112 more bags? And they've been distributed all around Earth? Desiree asked. The black ponies and their helpers nodded sadly. Well, we've got to do something then. I must at least trace as many as I possibly can. The helpers agreed to help the My Little Ponies from Ponyland and all of the people and ponies who lived at the rescue home. 20 and 31 even donated some cash, so that if Desiree managed to find any of the ponies, she would be able to buy them for whatever ridiculous prices the helpers were charging. 20 told them a story of how he had been forced to buy 200 mint condition ponies from an internet auction site, when he had been told that if he didn't, he would be forced to go into the rat-infested dungeon for the rest of his life. 31 told a similar story, but 20's story was far more unfair. The reason he had been told he would have to go into the dungeon was because he had written an internet site where the Black Pony's helpers were convinced they could have been sharing secrets, but actually it had been somebody pretending to be the helper. But 20 had decided not to go into the details with the Black Pony's helpers and Black Ponies, because in his experience, the more you pleaded not guilty to any crime you were supposed to have committed, the more the Black Ponies and their helpers did not believe you. So now 20 had decided to personally save all of the ponies which he had been forced to buy. Some which haunted helper number 31 were the last batch which Mary had bought, including a beautiful plush blossom and some little plastic ponies. She told them that the cuddly toy Blossom had been handmade back in 1986. At least that's what the pony had told her. These 4 helpers had heard the custom-made ponies speaking to them, as Desiree heard her ponies talking. Apparently, helper number 7, a man known as Rob Woolley, had taken the little plush pony away to sell at a car boot sale the following day. At least that had been his plan. But the plastic ponies who had gone with her had gone in a separate bag, with another helper, who was also taking them to a car boot sale the following day. There was no way they could save them all. "Is it okay if we stay here for the night?" Desiree asked.
Well, I don't see why not, you know,
the Black Pony of Dislike said.
But first of all, do you think it would be, possible to spare some of that, water, and free us, at last,
"Sure," Dodge said from the cart, and tried desperately to pick up a large paint can which was at the back of his cart. All of the plastic ponies from the rescue home tried to help him, but of course they were not strong enough. Desiree and Truly went and picked up the can, and threw the water at the Black Pony of Dislike, not quite sure what would happen. But since this was what Dislike had asked them to do, there was nothing else really that they could do. They were shocked when, as the water trickled off of the pony, they noticed that the water was no longer clear and sparkling, but black. And as they looked up, having seen the black pool of water on the floor, they saw not a black pony with a lightning bolt symbol and red eyes staring back at them, but a beautiful little pink pony with white hair and a globe symbol. This black pony had been wearing red glasses, but now the glasses were purple.
Lady Lessons!
Baby Alphabet called from the crowd, rushing forward to greet her teacher, who she had not seen in years.
I'm so pleased to see you again. I wondered what had happened to you, and now I know. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay, Baby Alphabet, Lady Lessons said, her voice now completely changed. I'm so pleased to be back here. I'm so pleased that somebody could finally help me. Would you please help my friends now? Now that I'm free, it's not fair that the other three should have to suffer any longer. Lady Lessons needn't have said this, because Desiree was already helping Lofty to get another can off of another cart. They threw the water over the black pony of sorrow, and the same thing happened. The black paint began to drip off of the pony, leaving a big black pool of water on the floor. And soon the little MLP was a complete opposite colour, white, and her hair shimmered in all the colours of the rainbow. Arched across her back was the My Little Pony logo. The rainbow with the 3 words written on it.
Rainbow showers, that's what happened to you.
Bowtie said, walking towards the little pony. The blue pony nuzzled her new little white friend, or should that have been an old friend, who had been reunited with her pony pals from Dream Castle. Starlight struggled to get the lid off of a can of paint, which of course was now water, and so Desiree helped her to lift the can, and they splashed it over the black pony of disasters. The pony wore a black hat with 2 red flowers on it, maybe poppies, but soon the hat was not black anymore, but in fact red with yellow flowers. And the little pony was no longer black with black hair, but orange with green curly hair. Melody rushed forward. At last PTV would be able to return. The TV channel had had to fold up when the main presenter, Dazzle, had disappeared 4 years ago. But here she was, standing here. She had been away for a few years, known as the Black Pony of Disasters. But now that Dazzle was back, she didn't seem to have been harmed by her ordeal at all. In fact, she was smiling, in the same way she had done all those years before, except that now she was even happier, to be free again. And finally, as Dodge struggled to get his teeth under the can of water and lift it up, his owner came to help him, which was probably for the better anyway, because, as Splodge said, Dodge could have seriously damaged his teeth, and maybe had to have
2 teeth removed like me.
This had stopped Dodge immediately. However much he wanted to help, he did not want to have his teeth removed. Desiree went and helped his owner to pick up the can, and together they threw the water out of it towards the black pony of misery. Clover raced forward as she saw who it was. A little blue pony stood there, a little blue pony with yellow hair and a red cart for his symbol, rather similar to the carts in which the ponies had carried the water, so that they could save these once black ponies, now once again My Little Ponies. It was Dandy, Clover's best friend. The 4 ponies stood happily now, shaking themselves, and walking away from the puddles of black paint, which for the past 4 years had been ruining their lives.
One thing that I will say,
Rainbow Showers said,
now that we have all been freed, our helpers are free too. So by splashing us, you have actually saved 8 of us. Now you need to save the rest of the black ponies. I mean my little ponies. And then we will see how many of the helpers are really on our side. They're too scared to break the black pony laws. But if we maybe save the My Little Ponies who are under the disguise of a black pony, then maybe more will join our team and will help us fight against the remaining black ponies and their helpers. After all, now the 8 of us will be able to join your side and fight on the side which we always wanted to fight on.
Everyone smiled, knowing that these ponies were free. The ponies who had once known the MLPs, who had been disguised as black ponies for the past 4 years, all walked forward to greet them, while the 4 helpers showed the rest of the ponies, Desiree, Jackie, the plastic ponies from the rescue home, and the Little Ponyland pets, where they could find a place to sleep for the night. Well, those 4 ponies are safe at last, and now we know that as long as we can spray the black ponies, it will be easy to defeat all of the black ponies and their helpers. After all, this morning there were 120 of them. Now, there are only 112. It does seem a lot, but if we could defeat 8 just like that, then hopefully we'll be able to do it.
The only, trouble is that you might not have thought of, Dodge, is that these ones were, all willing for us to splash them with water, but the others are, convinced that they're really like black ponies. All they know is that they're scared of, water, and so they'll, be trying to avoid us like that, pony plague.
You're right there, Twinkle, but we'll do it somehow, Desiree said. I'm quite sure of that now. And now we know how to do it, I think it will be much quicker. I can guarantee it won't be another 4 years. I think, in fact, it will probably only be another week or so, until everything is normal in Ponyland once again, the way it was before I knew it. And finally, everybody will be able to see Ponyland in its former glory. Some ponies who were not feeling so hopeful, though, were the ponies who knew that the following day they would be sold. The custom-bait ponies, who just knew that they would not get good homes. They would either be sold to children who would cut their hair and bash them up, or they would be sold to customizers who would paint them a different colour. Either way, they would be destroyed. They knew that. Blossom sighed. Now she had been separated from her pony friends, her worst nightmare. All she could hope was that some of her dreams, her rescue home dreams, may still come true. My someone, she finds me, she buys me, she loves me each night in my rescue home dreams. She's someone to play with, to talk to and stay with each night in my rescue home dreams. Her rescue home is open all day and all night. When your future seems bleak, she'll be your guiding light. I'm dreaming someday Desiree will come to our rescue, and all my rescue and dreams will come true. They say that Malpe's every day a paradise where we can stay each night in my rescue home dreams. Though customizers shall not welcome here, it's a place of laughter, there's no fear each night in my rescue home dreams. With ponies aplenty, friends they reunite. When your future seems bleak, she'll be your guiding light. I'm dreaming someday Desiree will come to our rescue, and all my rescue and dreams will come true.